To the show, everyone. I am so excited about networking with everybody out there. We are live on Facebook, so hello to everybody out there. My first guest has been on with me actually for years. She actually was I believe you were a listener first, and then
Correct.
You came in, and you're totally another business. Right now, we're going to talk about something I think that is so important for people. Anyone, this can happen to anybody that might get popped for something. And I have with me Adrianne Bryant. She's the owner of All DUI Services. Welcome back to the show. I first want you to tell everybody about yourself, but really what it is that you do. Listen up, everyone. This is important.
So, I'm Adrianne, and I really stay incognito. But we are All DUI Services. So we help individuals in state and out of state with getting and meeting their DMV or MVD requirements, court requirements for not only DUIs, but if their license is suspended, if their license is revoked, if they need interlock, and if they need traffic survival school. So we are the only self-performing company in Arizona that does everything holistically under one roof. And it minimizes the client to have 5 to 7 different providers to be compliant with the court and MVD.
So what the deal is, folks, is that if God forbid something happens either to you or someone that you know, and you know right away, I got to call an attorney. Okay, that's good. But there's other things you need to do.
Right.
And I think they find that out afterwards, after that fact. And that's what we're here, that's what I love about this show the most, is all the information that people get from listening to the show. And you help people English, Spanish. Right? Of all ages.
All ages. So we serve population from 18 up to 90.
There's people that things happen.
Right? And it's not just alcohol.
That's what we want to talk about again.
Yeah. So Arizona is zero tolerance state, which means zero tolerance. If it's prescription medication, over-the-counter medication, cannabis, alcohol, all of those fall under impairment. And so chemotherapy medication, we had a client that was taking chemotherapy medication for treatment and was received a DUI for that. The other thing is if people are in recovery services, methadone, all of these components and medication also qualify under zero tolerance law as well. So a lot of times what we do is we see people after they have received the citation, and then we focus on educating, because what we really feel is, it's about our individual communities. So learn and tell a friend, and then tell a friend, so that people are aware of what zero tolerance means in the state of Arizona, because it's different from other states. And so what we do is focus on picking up those pieces for individuals after they've gotten in, some challenges, and then educate them and help guide them through the process thereafter.
Now, when you said that you work with people both in state or out of state.
Correct.
So tell me what you mean by that.
So out of state, we have just a cluster of people that come here and relocate to Arizona, but they have citations in other states. And so their license may be revoked in another state. So we actually provide those services now that they are residents in Arizona, and we help them meet their criteria and guidelines to be in compliance with their home state. The other thing is that Arizona is has access to the national database from MVD standpoint. And so if there are citation issues or revoked license or suspended license or any other compliance issues in an individual's home state, they have to comply with that in order to be able to get their license in Arizona. And so we help navigate and we help provide those services for residents that are here residing in Arizona now.
Their phone number is 480-485-9185. They're rated with the Better Business Bureau. You do a free evaluation.
We do.
Always. And I think the best thing is to go up on their website too, because there's a lot of information there, which is all DUI Services.com. I also think that I really wanted to talk about something else that you do, which is that once you have helped them in this area and getting them compliance, you also help them afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Because we talked about this the last time, that there are people out there, they get more than one
Correct.
DUI.
Correct.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
So we have people, and we're a non-judgment environment. We've all been impacted from individuals and our family and friends. And so we understand that sometimes it takes 1, 3, maybe 5 times for people to bump their head, right? And so we've had clients, unfortunately, who became a repeat, but we really kind of sit them down and find out what's going on. I think a lot of times you have to understand the why, right? You have to get to the why to say, why am I making these choices? Why is this behavior coming up in these circumstances? And what am I leaning into, right? Why am I going to this coping mechanism? And what are some other options? And so what we do, whether it be the first DUI or the 5th, we are having those conversations with individuals just to ensure that we are not just providing the service to meet the requirements for MVD in court, but we are providing a service that's going to be transitional for them.
I love
and
that
transforming
you do that.
for them.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you said, non-judgmental whatsoever. Right. It's not about that. And the other thing is that sometimes bad things happen to good people.
Absolutely.
Right? And we don't mean to do these things, but with that zero tolerance, that's where the issue comes in. Because, and I have to tell you, my children, when they started to drive, I pounded it at them. Because, they're going to go to a party, whatever they're going to do, and it seems like it's okay, but if they want to do this, they can.
Right.
That's the point.
That's the point. There's options, right? And so those are the things that we have to remind ourselves of. And a lot of times it's just making the decision, actually creating the strategy and having that strategy set before you go out. So if I question myself, and I do this, am I going to have a drink? Do I think I'm going to have a drink? Yep. Well, don't even get in the car. Order Waymo or order Uber or, DoorDash or whatever.
No, not DoorDash. You don't need that.
Right. But those things, right? And so have the plan before we take the action.
Right. Here's the thing, though, that people they think they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm okay. I can do it. It's a short ride home.
Absolutely.
Right? And, we question it. Even with all that we have, people still
don't take the risk.
They just do it.
Oftentimes, DUI citations are within 3 miles from their home. And that's really what happens. And so because those statistics are that way, people get comfortable when they're approaching home, and then that's where they hit a curb. That's where they may run a red light. Because they're kind of getting into that, calm of
almost home.
Arriving home, right? So just don't take those chances.
Right, but you know what? If something's happened to you or someone that you know, this is something that everybody needs.
Absolutely.
If you get into a situation and this happens to you, you're going to need this. So whether it's you or someone that you know, let's write this number down. It's Friday. So a lot of people might be going out for a drink right now, or at 5 o'clock. The number to call them is 480-485-9185. They both Spanish and English. Check them out on their website. It's all DUI Services.com.
When you hear the word solar, what is the first thing that comes to mind?
We made it through that one.
We do.
So, yeah, well, we're going to keep on going.
Yeah.
And last time when you were on, I think we talked, and you were very open about some of the things that have happened in your family. And, we all know somebody.
Right.
Okay? My brother I mean, and I have to say, they like wine,
Right.
right?
Right.
They enjoy that,
Right.
and they want to go out and have something to drink with their dinner, right? And there's some people that even beer, they
Right.
love different types of beer.
Right. And just they're drinking responsibly,
Mhm.
right? They're like, I'll just have a glass of wine at dinner, and then they run a red light, right? So the 50 age bracket and older are the leading DUI percentile.
We're gonna say that on air. Are you
Mhm.
kidding me?
Mm-mm.
You know, it's funny
Mm-mm.
because I was talking the other day. We were talking about the older population and STDs.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
they're having a little bit of fun,
yeah.
and I think the reason why is because they don't care. You know, right now it's like, okay, whatever, right?
Well, we're knowledgeable, right? In our age bracket, we have more
We hope so.
experience. We hope so. But I think there's things because we're confident in our knowing that we get caught up.
Yeah, I
Because-
think that happens. Well, even with my brother, he was definitely responsible.
Mhm.
But at the time, there was these cops that were hanging out
At the bar.
at the bar,
Absolutely.
right outside the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were right there, and they were just waiting for somebody to come out,
Mhm.
right? And that they can do that,
They can.
right?
Yeah, they can.
And it's
and
interesting.
it's yeah. We hear it a lot. You know, if people are in Old Town or if they're in Gilbert or any of the downtowns, that's where we really see. You know,
Yeah.
we hear about these things.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't realize too, and I think a lot of people know that it's really a zero tolerance
Right.
here because
no, people don't know.
they don't know.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Why don't they?
Because
I mean-
they especially, you know, a lot of us have
30.
migrated here, and so they don't know what they don't know because they just go down and get a license. You know what I mean? So it's not that it's really out there. We're supposed to know it because we signed our name on it, but people don't know.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Or it goes in one ear and out the other.
Yeah, because in other states it's 0.08.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the BAC level is higher in different states.
Here we go. So welcome back, everyone. You know, at the break, I love when we talk to Facebook land out there. And then when we come back, I like to revisit some of the things that we were talking about. And Adrianne, you said something that blew me away. What is the typical age group that you see that have to come through to you?
Right. So the percentile is the age 50 and older are the leading DUI age bracket.
You
And
wouldn't
then
think it, would you?
Would not.
Never.
And a lot of times it's just because people are comfortable and want to have a glass of wine at dinner or share with a shot at dinner or lunch. And then they're drinking responsibly, but because Arizona is zero tolerant state, zero means zero.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Right.
And so people are unaware of it. So we've had clients that we've seen, and they've had a glass of wine. They were at 0.002, the slightest degree, and they have gotten and received a DUI.
Well, I guess that they can do that, and if they
Mhm.
want to, it's really if they want to, they'll do it. I
Mhm.
guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about what it takes when people have to get things like interlock,
Mm-hmm.
and because that's another level,
It is.
right? And
So-
people, go ahead.
So typically, if there is an interlock assignment, it either comes by way of court, MVD, or both, or one of the other. And the interlock device requirement typically is 12 months. And then there are times where individuals may be eligible for early deferment, which means they can have the device removed within, at 6-month mark. But that has to be approved by court and by MVD, right? And so the interlock device is actually a breathalyzer that it captures breath samples every time someone starts the car and then during their drive cycle. And so we install those said devices to ensure that people are not driving impaired. And so oftentimes when we are installing the breathalyzer, people are upset and they're frustrated, and what we try to do is say, look, you are in a small percentage of individuals who now understand what consumption means and how long you have to wait before you get behind the wheel. And typically it's 12 hours after you awake from the prior night of drinking. So if I drink until 9 o'clock at night, I wake up at 8 a.m. the next morning, I need to wait 12 waking hours after I wake up at 8 a.m. in order to be in a zero tolerant BAC level. That's where that's at.
That's pretty amazing.
That's the formula that we tell people.
Another thing I want to say is that, first of all, right now it's summertime, everybody's hot, they're going to be on the boat.
Absolutely.
Do you have people that get DUIs
on boats? Absolutely.
And on, like, maybe, let's say, even their
recreational
bike outside
vehicles.
I mean, you can get a DUI anywhere.
Anything.
Go ahead.
Absolutely. So we have seen it. Yeah.
It's amazing. Be careful, but if something happens, these are the things that you need to know, that there are resources for you, because you need it.
Absolutely.
Everybody needs it. When you're going to go to an attorney, and you work with attorneys, lots of attorneys.
We do.
Yeah. And
one thing that I will share is there is a terminology called implied consent. And implied consent, basically, when we sign our name on the driver's license, we say that we will adhere to any breathalyzed field sobriety test requested. If we do not, we have the choice. If we do not and we refuse, then they will take you in and they will obtain a warrant and then take your blood. And then your license is automatically suspended for 12 months because of that refusal. A lot of people are not aware of what implied consent means, and this is not legal tone, but this is MVD, driver license awareness tone. And so you want to be careful with that. We have people that refuse and then they lose their driving privileges for 12 months, which means they cannot drive, they can't get to work, and so this adds on another layer of challenges that people endure through because of the refusal.
Question, what's the difference between a suspended license and a revoked license?
Suspended license typically is in the range of 30 to 90 days. MVD has a suspension period when there is an admin per se or DUI with the BAC level. And that suspension period is 30 days restricted, and then they can call and contact MVD to see if they qualify for what is called a CERTL, and that is to install an ignition interlock in the vehicle. And so then they drive on a restricted license for the remaining 60 of that 90-day period, so that they can go back and forth to work. Revoked license is you've lost your driving privileges and you have to submit a revocation application to request and be evaluated to see if you are able to have your driving privileges like reset for you. And so that's the difference between suspension and revoked. If there are 2 or more DUIs within an 84-month period, a license will be revoked. If there's theft in means or 3 of these citations, a DUI, racing on the highway, and reckless driving, any 2 of those 3 citations, license will be revoked. And that's over the duration of your lifetime of having a valid driver's license.
Wow.
Yeah.
They mean business.
Yeah.
And here's the other thing. You are all encompass. If that's the right way to say this. Because you when you say all DUI services, this is what you mean. All under one roof, you get all of what you need.
Correct.
Right? Plus more.
Plus more.
The more is where you take and educate
Correct.
them, and also coaching them as to why are we making these decisions.
Correct. And so we have our education, and so we have traffic survival school, which is typically a requirement, and then if people have red lights, we do the traffic school for that too, right? Or accumulation of points. But when it comes to the DUI education component, when we evaluate an individual at that appointment, there's a lot of determining factors to determine if there's education required. And so it's either 16 hours or it could be 36 hours or more. And so the 16 hours is a DUI education where we give all of the information and really start reflecting on why we do the things we do. When there's additional education that's required, they go into a group platform, and then we start diving into things a lot deeper, where it's self-reflective in a group setting, and people just really find things that they need to identify and maybe change and make that decision.
We also said at the break is that people do not realize that it is a zero tolerance here because of they come from another state, and it's
Correct.
What did you say in other states?
0.08.
Yeah.
Right.
And
right.
so Arizona's different, and I also want to say it is Friday. I do know a lot of people are probably going to go out and have, drink, whatever you want to do. We have Uber,
Right.
right?
Right.
We have it. And yet there's so many people that still otherwise, them telling you it's just rampant.
Right. And part of it is it's a sense of control. People will have different reasons why, right? And I'm not, I don't want to leave my car parked overnight. It might get towed. It'll be easier if I just take my car. I've only had one drink. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
You know what else that I remember? I've talked to, criminal defense attorneys. You can also get a DUI, even if you go in your car and sleep, and you just
absolutely.
got the key
on your person. If you have the key on your person and near your vehicle, you can be charged with a DUI.
It's amazing, and it can happen to
It
anybody.
can, and it does. So it's educate. Right? Educate yourselves, look at what the laws are. We have information on our website. If there's questions that you guys have, you can also reach out to us, to say, hey, I'm thinking about this, and what should I do? And so those are things that we're available for as well, because we want a safe community.
Yeah.
We all share the worldway together.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But it's one of the things that I love about you is that, you have been through so much in your life too. And when you say non-judgmental, oh my God, she's wonderful. And people need to be okay. We understand.
Right.
Okay, let's get you through this because there's a lot to do now. And then also people, please realize that there's also other over-the-counter things that you're taking.
Correct.
You could be taking prescription drugs. Please be careful. It is Friday. Be safe and give them a call. Their phone number is 480-485-9185. It's DUI, All DUI Services.com.
That was